Get ready for an exciting and thrilling week on the US economy. In a dramatic turn of events on Friday there, US stocks soared, putting an end to a series of declines. Investors were ecstatic over Apple's earnings report, well, the share buyback side of it, and a robust jobs report, which shows the economy is holding strong despite uncertainty in the banking sector and interest rate rises. Nasdaq closed up a whopping 2.3%, S&P finished 1.9% higher, and the Dow ended the day with a 1.7% surge. S&P's upswing broke a 4-session losing streak, leaving traders perhaps feeling more confident over this month's trading. All equity indices rallied today following that jobs report, and weak numbers from Apple weren't enough to convince people to sell. In addition to the jobs report, earnings. Apple, the headliner, of course, iPhone maker's stock surged 5% after the company announced that $90 billion stock repurchase plan and beat expectations. The jobs report also caused investors to sell off bonds and move their money into stocks, which drives Treasury yields higher. 10-year yield rose 8 basis points to 3.44%, and the more rate-sensitive 2-year yield jumped 18 basis points to 3.91%. So next week, buckle up for a wild ride. Continued volatility in the stock market, jobs numbers on the rise, and lots of earnings reports exceeding expectations. Future maybe looking bright for investors. Keep an eye on the Nasdaq for short-term risk. But with the Dow and Russell 2000 leading the way up, we're confident that 2023 could be bullish. Here's the charts. This particular one is E-minis. That's the futures of SPY. And we can see that the 50 simple on the weekly time frame just closed comes in at 3980. We have a horizontal ray here from our 4-hour level of support. It's a golden pocket retracement on this most recent fib. 50 simple, support and resistance, Fibonacci level. That would be where you'd go if price action broke down below the immediate support at 4130. As you can see, 5 weeks in a row have closed above that level, with any price action below ultimately constituting part of a wick on that week. So very strong price action, and we'd call that consolidation. If we manage to break up above, then we'll look to the areas of resistance above. Having broken through a period of consolidation, you might get a really strong move. The areas to target would be the wick highs that we've already got to within this range, which would be at the highest point 4210. If you manage to break that, it's 4275 to 4285 for the body high of this most previous high. You can see the green circle outlining it, the center of that being the wick high at 4334. So if that was the equivalent of SPY, you're talking about 430 being the high levels, and then 420 to 418 to 420 being the wicks that we could be pushing to without necessarily defeating the range. And all of that laid out in a horizontal and vertical fashion using Rocky Outcrops Fibs channel. If it should be such that we're moving to the top side, it may well be that you're looking for areas that coincide with the horizontal meeting the vertical as defined by this channel. And that's looking at all on the weekly time frame on the E-mini. So support and resistance areas then, just to be clear, if we break the immediate level of support at 4130, then we're heading down to 3980. If we break the level above at 4185 to 4120, you're looking at heading up to 4275 to 4285 on the E-minis. Any further than that, well, you'll be excited to know I'll be on talking about it at the time. So that's SPY. We're also going to take a look at VIX, our volatility index. On the weekly time frame, you can see that this channel persists. It does suggest that we could then break down. You've had a rejection wick. The 50 simple is approaching that 200 period moving average at the basis line of this channel. So if you break up there, it'd be very significant. That would speak to SPY reaching those lower targets. If it managed to, VIX was exceeding 22, and we did that for a number of days in sustained fashion, you'd see SPY breaking down, and VIX could then, in the same breath as reaching back below 400, you could see VIX pushing up here into the higher 20s. If it goes the other way and SPY consolidates and then breaks to the top side, you could see VIX dropping out of this channel and meeting those previous horizontal levels of support. We have 16, 14, and 12 as immediate levels to look to. And historically, we've seen that VIX can explode if it gets an RSI signature, as we've seen previously, and it's in it around these levels. I mean, if we got it onto the monthly, you'll get a quick glimpse of those verticals with these red lines. This is when you have the most explosive moves in the stock market, and typically they'd be moves to the top side. So that's VIX on the weekly and the futures chart on the weekly. If you're looking for lower term time frames, I'd say as low as it's meaningful in these charts, you'd be looking at the 4 hour and maybe the 1 hour, where you've not got a particularly positive sign right there, but it's a local oscillation. 4 hour, similar situation, not desperately positive in and of itself. RSI losing the center line. That's VIX coming back down, speaking to positivity, really, in the E-minis, which we have up here. So if they continue to the top side, you have those targets well defined. These circles are from the weekly time frame. Do not worry, and that would be the nice place to aim to. 4350 if it breaks up really, really high. Shocking. That would be fantastic, Sputter. Right, so that's your charts, your news, all the earnings reports coming up. We'll have one of these shows every day pre-market for you to pay attention to and know what's coming. This obviously concludes a really exciting week and then sets us up for some big moves, hopefully at the start of the week, so that we get, you know, a really enthralling, exciting time for all of you traders out there. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. If you want to, you'll catch me on a live stream. If you want to find out how to do any of the technical analysis I do here yourself, you can visit www.technicalanalysis.school, where myself and my brother teach traders, or you can join our Discord, where Rocky Outcrop, www.discord.gg/Rocky Outcrop, where you'll find other people like yourself on a similar journey and lots of trading tips. Thanks very much. Hit the like button. See you soon. Have a great weekend.